Hello everybody and welcome back to Purbeck Valley Farm. How is everybody today? Hopefully you're very well. I am very well. Thank you everybody. Thank you for thinking about me. Anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to start work over here and we're going to actually get all the bales cleared. In the previous episode we baled all the grass fields, the 2 fields, and we started to load them up with the 6M, which is just here. A very nice tractor. I'm very pleased that we got it. It was definitely worth it. But no, the time has come to now start to store these bales under cover so they don't rot away next time it rains. I've been doing a bit of research and I basically found out that the best thing to do was to put them over here. If we move the trailer and move the tedder, this is a fantastic shed for bales. I know it does have open sides, but even so, it should still be the best shed for the bales to be stored in. And you know, I mentioned a few episodes back, probably even in the previous episode as well, that I wanted to build sort of a yard extension. We put a new shed up for storage. I've basically scrapped the idea altogether. It's not worth it. What I'm going to do is make do with what we've got, and then as soon as we can afford the farm up the road here, we're going to buy this farm instead of doing that. Obviously, it's a much more expensive approach, but it will be worth it because not only do we get the extra storage, but we also get some extra fields as well. I probably should have driven. Okay, here we are. So if you were driving, that would have been a very short drive to here. It's a very nice looking farm, and it does also come with the chicken enclosure. As I said, we have 500 chickens to transfer, so this is the best option. It's not cheap, not at all. It's £427,000, but we will make it. We will definitely make it. And you get fin number 77 and 78 with it, and also the sheep field, which means we can also transfer the sheep. So that is what we're going to work towards. Instead of messing around, putting sheds up and stuff, we're going to use what the map creator intended us to use, and it is just better that way anyway. So, we have a few things to do before we can put the bales away. We need to just very quickly... Oh, don't hit the shed. We need to very quickly move the tedder and the trailer, and then we can start to load. But we have loads of bales in the field, absolutely loads. This is just the first trailer load, so today I'm hoping to do more than just bale stacking, but it is definitely something which we need to prioritise. We have to get these bales away in the shed. The other job which I'm hoping to get onto today is a bit of cultivation / drilling work. We don't really have many opportunities left to put some corn in the ground, and actually at the end of summer we're going to be putting in some winter wheat and that sort of stuff. So just going to have to briefly block the road. Hopefully there's no traffic. They are going to have a shotgun and they come around the corner and they're confronted with a massive bale grab, an unattended massive bale grab. So yeah, first of all, if we put the tedder here, and secondly we have the trailer. I don't really know where the trailer can go, but I'll find a place for it. Actually, we're probably going to change this trailer. I'm not that keen on this trailer in the first place, so we'll probably get a modded one. I mean, it's alright, it does the job. I'm going to attempt to put it in this end bay, since surprisingly that is the bay with the most access to it, the most space in front of it. We do have some seeds behind there, I think. Right, that'll do. Okay, onto the bale stacking. Now, a lot of this is going to be time-lapsed. But first you have to enjoy a very brief time-lapse of me trying to get the trailer in position. It might go fine. Hopefully it does. Well, it wasn't too bad. We won't actually have that problem again, because what we're going to do is go out the other gate in the field, which will bring us straight onto the road, and there's no faffing around going through all these tight areas of the yard. Ooh, I did lose a bale. It was sort of down there. We'll go and get it in a minute. But first, let's see how well I can stack the shed. And I hope I can do, because I have plenty more to do. There are... how many are there? Must be close to 100. I don't know, I forget. It was actually a while since I... it's been a while since I recorded the previous episode. For you it was yesterday, but for me it was a while.
We are always, always on the edge. Hearts are open wide. Different yet alike. You and I so different now. We are always, always on the edge.
Okay, so as you've seen, basically we only have one little issue here, and it's just that the grab is too tall for the shed. Fantastic for working in the field, but really bad for working in a low apex shed like this. So we're just going to have to go and get the other one, which is cheap anyway. We might even have it, I don't know. But that'll be for here, and we'll use this one in the field. And that will solve that issue of hitting the roof. Yes, I can't actually get these in either because of the clearance. So we'll just put those two there. And we'll head off to the store. I'll pull the trailer forward a bit, because it has actually been a bit tricky working in such a tight area. I think what I'm going to have to do is figure out a better place to put the trailer whilst I unload it. There must be a better place. But practice makes perfect. Right, I'm just going to put it there. Should be able to squeeze through the gap. And then we'll drive through here. And then we'll go up to the store. I'll go and put this grab in the field, because that is the one I definitely want to use when loading. I don't really fancy using the little base game lizard grab or bale spike in the field. Just for a low clearance shed. We'll take that later. Just put it there for now. Anyway, yes, I'll head off and I'll see you in a second. Just £800. Well, it was 600 actually. Paid £200 more for the colour match, but I think it'd be worth it. Yeah, it looks good. It always looks good if you match the colours. Okay, so that is going to solve that issue. We can now stack in the shed without any problems. It's a shame that the bale spikes are a little bit wider, but if we have to do one at a time, we will do, but I really don't want to. There is one other alternative, and that is to use the CSZ pack. They're really good, similar to the one which we have on Survival Roleplay, where you can actually change the width of the tines. That's for the pallet fork, but the same idea for a bale spike. That could be really useful. But yeah, I'm going to try and get by with this just because it's here. I don't have the CSZ pack enabled. So yes, I will see you when the trailer is empty, I hope. Right, okay, so we have space here for one more bale, and then we're going to progress outwards. I don't really need to go any higher because I don't want to have loads of bales up against the open back here. So we'll just go forwards, and then hopefully they're all in the cover. Yeah, I was just wondering if we actually had anything in the roof there, but yeah, there is. There's definitely glass or perspex or something in there. to keep them nice and dry. Right, so yes, we'll just leave the bale spike there. We'll reattach to the trailer and we'll head off. Okay, so I found a good place to turn around, just in here. We'll back it around the corner and we'll head off. Oh, don't want to hit the shed. There we go. So yeah, we don't need to mess around turning right here. We'll just continue straight on until we get to the field entrance. I think for the first time we'll go in the first one because that's where I've left the bell grab. That's going to be the most sensible place to go to. But then after that we can just go through the second one, which is straight into the field we're working in. But essentially it is one big field of bales. Nothing has really been taken out of it yet. Okay, we should be able to make the turn here. Fantastic, very good. So yes, this is it. We need to get all of these bales, every single one of them, put away in the shed that we're currently in today. And that's quite a few. There is quite a few bales here. As you'll know, I would have at one stage just said, let's get an auto stacker. But I prefer to have the challenge now. When you've played the game so much, you sort of just get tired of taking the easy option. Although, this is sort of borderline to me saying, forget it, let's just get an auto stacker. I think I'm going to try it. I'm definitely going to try it. I think I can do it. In real life, this would be no issue. It's just when you know in a game you can go and rent an auto stacker really cheaply. Okay, I take the cheaply back. Yeah, it's actually pretty expensive, but even so, it's still easy to do. So I was watching a farming YouTuber, recently. I have actually watched his channel for a long time, since I think it was very soon after he put his first videos on. His name is Cow Farmer Dan. I have actually mentioned him before. It was on the Sandy Bay series when I was talking about the drop nose Massey Ferguson. I believe he's got the 5712 drop nose. If it's not, it's a 5612. I think it's 5712. But no, my point is here. He makes some incredible videos, absolutely amazing, very informative, very engaging. You just, well, for me at least, when I'm watching his videos, I'm absolutely gripped. I can't bring myself to move off and go to another video. I don't know why. The production is just brilliant. I suppose it's because it's just got the right amount of everything. Enough first-person view, third-person view, drone footage, all that sort of stuff. I do feel that his channel is one of the most underrated farming YouTube channels out there. Like, you see some others, which, don't get me wrong, do deserve the amount of subscribers, but really, there are others as well. But Cow Farmer Dan's is an example. Why isn't it getting the same number of views? I don't know. But there we go, bit of a shout out there for Cow Farmer Dan. Maybe that will have brought him some more subscribers, hopefully. If not subscribers, then viewers. Right, well, let's continue here. As you can see, we are very slowly progressing, but we'll get there one day. And I'm going to probably stack this trailer higher than the previous trailer load, just to make it worthwhile. But then, I need to figure out the best place to put it.
Give me some directions to get to you. Ain't gonna waste my time. I know that we got connection. I think about you. You're on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. Yeah, I'm going out of my mind, out of my mind, out of my mind. Yeah, for you, my love. You drive me crazy. Tell me what to do.
Right, so bit of a progress update. It's been a little bit tricky, sticky bales and all that, but we have space for a few more on this side. It is going well. And I think when we've got about 5 or 6 more on, we will have pretty much put the whole field on, which I never thought would happen. It's a bit of a lean. Yeah, luckily we're not going very far with these, otherwise I would be very concerned. But I'll just finish off and then we'll take them over there and see how many we've got left. But no, I thought there was way more than what we actually have. I suppose when they're all spread out, it can be very hard to tell how many will actually fit on the trailer and how many will actually be left once you've done the first trailer load. But I am determined to do some cultivation work today, as well as this. It'll take a little bit of time just to unload these. Yeah, it's really sticky. The bales, I don't know why, they're not normally, but they don't really want to pull off the grab. It's not usually a problem. I've used this grab many times before. Anyway, I can just sort of adjust them so it's not an issue. So that's everything on. We do still have a few left, not many. How many do we have? 2, 4... 4? Really? Only 4. Okay, I might have missed one there, but that is amazing. I never knew that would happen. But looking at the trailer, it does look fairly full actually. I suppose we could put more on, but yeah, I think that would be an unwise idea. We'll probably just flip it. That should have grabbed that top bale. So we'll head off, we'll get it in position. I'm sure there'll be a better place to put it than before. And then we'll just swap the spike over and start putting these in the shed. And then I'm really hoping that I will do a good job of it and it will look good afterwards. At least that is the plan. I'm making a really good looking bale shed. As of course, providing I don't flip the trailer first, but I don't think I will do. Although those bales don't look very safe. They look terrible. Right, so we've just got to make it out of the gate. This little 6M really does have plenty of power. It's amazing. Yeah, it's easy. Whenever you can go through a gateway at an angle, it makes it so much easier. I suppose we should have beacons on for this. That really is fully loaded. I wonder if one day they'll be able to put traffic on even the minor roads like this one here. I guess it would be very chaotic though for this particular road, since I'm always blocking it. It would be fun though, as long as you could switch traffic off like you can do now. Well, here we are. We have arrived with our full load. We'll get them all into there. I think maybe I'm going to put it in here. If I can get that trailer through here, it's a bit of a tight gap, I will attempt to get it through this swamp and then reverse it up to here, but that all comes down to if it's actually possible to do that. First I need to remove these 3, which is probably easier said than done.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them bruise. Even though it hurts, I won't show it to you. 'Cause it will ricochet, I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are
Well, there we go. We've got one more bale to go on, but that is everything in. And this is the finish. Don't know what you think to it, but they are undercover, and that's the most important thing. As long as nobody now says that this shed actually isn't masked at all, and if it rains they're actually going to rot away. That would be quite something, having to move every single bale. I'm hoping it's going to be fine. So it is tight, it's very tight through here. It is possible with care. Probably easier in real life actually, because you can gauge how close the front loader is to the side of the shed, for example, much better than in the game. You've got a much better sense of space. Anyway, yes, that is all done, thankfully, except for, how many left? 4? Maybe we can get 4 on the same grab. Although, yes, I think that is going to be pushing it. I think I'd probably prefer to just do 2 loads instead of taking the trailer again. So that's what I'll do. I'll do it really quickly. We'll go and get them. And then we're going to move on, finally. I've had enough of bale stacking for one day. I don't know what it seemed like in the video as a time lapse, but I've been doing bales for an hour and 20 minutes. The grass is already growing though. I did have a request to take the hedge out. It's actually a pretty good idea, so I think next time we mow the grass we're going to take that hedge out and just sort of combine the field into one big field. It'll make everything easier. But at least the option is there. That's nice. So at this rate, as for cultivation and drilling, we're definitely doing something. I'm not too sure what it's going to be. I'll do 2 bales, then come back for 2. I know it won't lift 4, because it struggles with 3. Okay, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Very bumpy ride. So some of you might well be interested in hearing what I think about the new add-on. We have that bale to move to. I'm going to talk about that whilst we're doing the field work, so in a minute or 2. But to put it simply, I do like the look of it. Back for the final 2. Because these hay bales are now undercover, it also means that we can move on, we can progress to the next day. The reason why I was holding off progressing is because they do gradually deteriorate, and if they'd all been outside in the field they would have all lost a certain amount of their capacity. They'd have reduced to something like 3,600 litres instead of 4,000. That's a really nice looking meadow just there. Finished. Officially finished. Good. So we now have the hay for when the cows arrive, which is probably going to be in the next episode, because we also have the silage as well. In fact, it is going to be in the next episode. It is now time to move into a different tractor. We're going to jump into a different tractor. Parts 1 down here. So what is the situation with our fields? Let's just take a quick look here. I think the ones I'm going to work with to begin with, let's just see, these are grass fields. Field number 3. It was an oat field, but it's now just harvested, so it needs to be cultivated or Diode drilled. That's a planter. Oh no, our cultivator's tiny. Okay, in that case we're going to have to look into either getting a large Diode drill. Actually, oh, that's interesting. That is a Diode drill. However, maybe we can go for something a bit different. Like this. This looks like an absolute beast. It requires 230 horsepower. It's also £138,000. That is annoying though, because that is sort of in our, but that is really in our price range. I think what we're going to do then is, yeah, because we have the power for that. We're going to rent that for this time period, for this summer, and we'll sell the other one. Because we don't really have the space for the machinery anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. I reckon we can get quite a bit of money for that. So, yes, the Class Axion 870. The perfect tractor for this. If we take it to the sell point, we should get a decent amount, and from there bring it back, fill it with some seed. We do already have the seed over there, and we'll go and get that field drilled. We'll do that today. Am I ever going to get around the corner? Nice! In one go as well. I was expecting to be shuffling for a while. Every day I'm shuffling. Sorry, that was a bit much. I think this is still going to be my favourite place for doing a sort of cinematic shot. It looks so good with those bells on the bridge there. I don't know why, every time I get to the bridge I just have to press record. I just feel like pressing record. It just seems right. Okay. So we're going to get 28,797. If you were to think about how many times we could rent this for that amount of money, it's not bad really. I don't want to be storing a drill over the summertime, because it's only this year when we're going to be drilling in the summer. The rest of the time it will be in the autumn. Oh, that's a nice setup. I hope we do have the power. We should do, but I know our fields are fairly steep. But this is the highest spec Axion in that range. You can go higher, but it's in the large tractor range. So we're going to get it filled up with seed, taken over to that field, and we'll get it drilled. I think it'll have to be beans that we put in. At this time of year there isn't really much that we can do, except for beans and corn. We're only going to have a couple of fields to do before we start putting in the winter crop for next year. We're not really going to have much of a harvest this year. In fact, it might only be this field. Just depends how many we can do. We'll put both of these in. If we don't need it all, by the time we return the drill, which will be a while, we can just empty it, but we will definitely need all this. Right, so we're set to canola. We're going to do beans. Just a very small amount of beans. There we go. And the field is behind us pretty much. We have to go past that other farm. If I just reverse around the corner. And then we can go up here. Yeah, so it's not a very big field. I think we might have to buy a small corn planter. But as for the drill, because it's so big, we'll keep renting that. Okay, so this is our field entrance. This gate leads to all of our fields. We own everything up here. It's very impressive actually. The field, the lighter colour field you see in front of us, is the one we're going to do today. That is going to really test the setup that we have going here. I hope it can do it. I can't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to do it. This is a pretty beefy tractor, but you never know. Sometimes the tractors in this game seem a bit underpowered. Okay, so we have to drive through that crop. That's a harvested cotton crop, which we won't be regrowing. And as I said, this was a oat field. Right, so you'll be wanting to hear my opinion, most likely, on what we've seen so far on the Alpine add-on for Farming Simulator. Well, I'm usually impressed by the new add-ons, although some have been a little bit, well, sparse I suppose. I was happy with the class DLC, but I wasn't happy about there not being a new map. It really should have had a new map. This makes up for that, but of course If you're not on a season pass, you do have to pay £20, pretty much £19.50 for it. So I think we should have had two new maps by now, this one and one for the class DLC. But no, my point about the new one from what we've seen so far, very interesting, definitely different, definitely a different take, which is nice. Obviously a beautiful map, looks very nice. I don't know if they enhanced the video for their sort of announcement trailer, but the sky seemed much bluer. But again, that could have been changed. If they have made the sky bluer, that's great, because it always seems a bit washed out. Come on, you can do it. Ah, maybe we just need a front weight. Possibly. The different types of machine, like an electric tractor and the pedestrian mower, pedestrian scythe, brilliant, absolutely brilliant idea. I actually got comments on that video, the announcement video, saying that I would always be on Giant's side, saying that their stuff is good, just because I get sent it for free. And no, I was actually very critical about the release of FS19. I was critical about the hills and stuff. They were very, very basic, and they could have been much better. I was also critical just then about there not being a map. This isn't going well for the class DLC. There really should have been. So no, when there is something negative to point out, I will point it out. But I've always been very supportive of them because I like the game. I'm sorry, I can't help liking the game. Have we found some traction? It does seem to be traction which is the issue over power, because those wheels are turning fine. They're slipping. I think we need to have a front weight. This is so steep. Just taking a look, our tractor is 295 horsepower, so it has more than enough power. Well, we might have to sort this out in the next episode. I think that downhill is going to be fine. If anything, we'll be going too fast. Come on, come on, big class, you can do it. We just need the traction. Almost there, then we can turn. Just wondering, is there like a drive control mod? Because there always used to be, where you could put four-wheel drive on and diff lock and stuff. It helps massively. I haven't really looked into it. Okay, I think we're moving. We've made it. Yeah, so now it's going to be too easy. Well, I think... Well, I actually don't know where the field is steepest. I suppose that is the steepest part just there. Maybe we should go down that way and then come up this side. It probably will make a difference. I'll try it. Definitely worth having a go. Yes, this is going to be the fun part. Easy. But no, as I said, that was definitely a traction issue over a horsepower issue. What I'll do is from now on we'll go up the other side and down this side, and hopefully it'll be enough. I think we're still going to get plenty of slipping going up that side, but it's not quite as steep. And I think the steepest part is still yet to come, but if we are going downhill, we're not even going to feel it, so it'll be fine. I think we just need to take some air out of the tyres so they grip better. This tractor is almost 300 horsepower. Anyway, yes, we're almost back at the top, and then we'll whiz down, and then we'll be done. That field over there looks even steeper. It looks much steeper than this. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do, really. Except for really small implements on really big tractors. There's a really good view from up here. That isn't our farm, that's the other farm, but hopefully one day it will be ours. So we should be drilling this at 11 miles per hour. It's been more like 3. And the tractor actually did struggle going uphill with it switched off and lifted up. We're doing about 4 or 5 miles per hour. Anyway, here we are. It's been a tricky day. We have managed to get things done eventually, but it has been tough. So I'm going to leave it there. I think we probably will be working in these 2 fields next time. I'm not too sure about that field there actually, and probably this one here. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.